cheese with egg.
Hi everyone! Welcome back to Wander Taipei Season 2, Episode 3. I asked my students what they thought about an old village museum. They didn't really go with historic, filled with a touch of nostalgia. They went with, oh, it was cute. But then I realized that this one door perhaps opened up opportunities for students to learn about the land. The south side of Taipei shares a handful of districts, and I thought that I would share with you one of the neighborhoods that I hold dearly to my heart, Gongguan. So when I grew up here, I had very little understanding about the history in Gongguan. Gongguan is located in the Zhongzhen district, and it holds these pieces of the past that are tethered to how the city breathed through the transitions from the Japanese colonization to its contemporary relationship with the Nationalist Party that came after 1949. Which is why I thought it would be a good idea to invite my students, Ivana and Gina, who also live close around this neighborhood, to join me and rediscover the beauty of Gongguan.
Taiwan, step into the world, let's shine.
So I've known Gina and Ivana since they were like 7 or 8. They are the sweetest girls, and I'm so excited to share Taipei with them. My first stop with the girls was an emerald walking trail that is only a 10-minute walk from Gongguan, the little Guanyinshan ecological trail. This luscious pocket of green is one of the hidden gems in the neighborhood if you're looking for a moment of peace and quiet.
Oh, it's the chemical compound or whatever you smell here.
It also offers interactive QR codes that help us learn a little bit more about the area.
The resin is used to create incense, so I think what we're supposed to try to smell here is the smell of incense.
The trail led us straight to Treasure Hill, or Baozangyan, a hillside temple and also a neighborhood with a remarkable past.
I thought there would be dragon or something. This is one of the oldest Buddhist temples in Taipei, and it was founded during the Qing dynasty.
In the 1960s and 70s, this area grew into a densely packed informal settlement. Though once marked for demolition, Treasure Hill was gradually reimagined through grassroots preservation and a new vision for creative living. In 2010, it officially reopened as the Treasure Hill Artist Village, a space where ecology, art, and community continue to interact.
You may not feel like it's only an old village, so it's like more exciting.
Because they keep it so well and there are still people living here.
We explored winding stairways, and even one of the neighborhood's oldest train stop remains.
So before people came from Xingdian and the Wenshan area to this part of the city, they needed to rely on the Wanxing Railroad. So this was how people used to meet between the intersections of the cities.
Then, over lunch at a cafe that preserved the building's original concrete and tile structure, we shared stories with my dad. And within these moments, Treasure Hill became a conversation between past and present, city and hillside, people and place. Just a short walk away from Treasure Hill, tucked behind winding paths and old cemeteries, lies a lesser-known corner of Taipei's military past, Huanmin新村.
Can you imagine if you live here and someone just go past by your house every day?
像这种，就是现在这边这样上上下下，然后我会从一个巷子上很阴暗的小巷子，然后这边就一户一户，那有这一户的前面有个空地，就有个坟墓，就说他们很多过世的他们的家人，他就会在他们家旁边就直接葬在那里。那时候也没有公墓。
In the 1950s, this hilltop area was chosen for its strategic military value, becoming home to the Air Force Combat Command. Inside the neighborhood's central exhibition space, we found tributes to the agricultural contributions of these veterans, many of whom helped shape Taiwan's post-war agricultural scene.
So you're standing at the scientific heart, at the pulse of where agricultural science developed and became not just evolved in our country, but also being able to contribute internationally.
If you head north, you'll find yourselves close to Jihe新where history wears a softer face. Jihe New Village features how daily life took place in the area. Once a military communication repair depot, this area was converted into housing in 1956, becoming a full military dependence village. Some of the original structures remain: a Japanese-era guest house, a pair of generals' residences with broad courtyards, and even a Cold War-era bomb shelter. We visited the Taipei Literature Museum, explored interactive exhibits, and learned how the site now supports art, memory, and learning for a new generation. And my students' favorite part of this whole experience? Not the history, not the architecture. Just one word: 可爱. All the 可爱 vibes.
All right, guys, so the key to getting young people to enjoy culture: make everything cute. Super cute.
That simple reaction reminded me sometimes emotional warmth is the best doorway into complex stories. After walking through the layered histories of military villages, we headed into something just as telling: Taipei's taste buds in Gongguan. In the Gongguan night market, fusion is the norm. We got 炒面 burritos, shawarma, Thai milk tea, and a very peculiar blend of crepes that parades sweet and savory notes in one single wrap.
It's actually good with egg. There's a lot of flavors in one bite.
But food here isn't just about trend. It's about how the city digests culture. And the next morning, over breakfast, I sat down with my students to talk about something just as real: what life's like for teens growing up in Taipei.
Why do you have to go to the top 3 schools?
But you don't have to, but people will tell you that. And if you could, you should try.
Now we all know that we have to study for the test. Just the test. There's no goals for us.
Like things that you can think of right now, right off the bat.
I think like ask them what do they want to do in the future. That's
And
kind
then
of important.
advise them to
Yeah.
invest more in the subject that they're
Yeah.
interested in.
I think it doesn't really matter which school you get into.
So you would just tell them it doesn't matter?
Yeah, as long as if you study hard.
From street snacks to breakfast tables, Taipei's food scene is constantly blending old comforts with new cravings. Just around the corner from Gongguan's food buzz, Shuiyuan Market tells a quieter story. Established in 1953 near Taipei's original water source, the market was later moved into a new building in the 1980s, and then transformed again in 2010 with a colorful facelift and a striking public artwork by Israeli artist Yaakov Egan, which is why it seemed appropriate that we entertained our dream food combos over local lunch dishes at Shuiyuan Market.
I want taco with the 叉烧包馅.
I think it's going to be fine if you put 馄饨 inside the spaghetti sauce.
After exploring how food reflects culture and motion, we turned a corner towards something quieter. 纪州庵文学森林 doesn't blend flavors, but words. Once a gathering place for writers and thinkers, it now offers a slower kind of nourishment, where stories linger in the air and memory is something you walk through. Okay, so Jihe was first established as a Japanese-styled restaurant in 1917 and essentially became a central part of the daily lives of the residents here. I really appreciate this opportunity with my students. That is the beauty of Gongguan, and if you give it a chance, it unfolds into a montage of stories of those who loved and nurtured this land. All right, folks, this is the end of our episode here at Wander Taipei. Stay tuned for our next episode in August, and I'll see you around. Bye!